Hi guys, and welcome to Techno Squad, where we keep you up to date with the latest in tech and where you're always part of the coolest squad. And you know why, huh?
Because you and I are part of that squad.
Well, yes. And also because we introduce them to other amazing squad members who are doing cool things in tech. Like today, we'll be discovering the world of designing and building apps.
You mean applications? Why do you always like to shorten words?
Yes, Hack, apps or applications. You know, the world is changing. Before, children wanted to play games. Now, they want to be the ones making the games. And that's where designing and developing apps comes in.
I think I'm liking the sound of today's episode. Tell us, what's the installation is?
Let's take a look.
First up, we learn all about the GoIT challenge. Then we test you with a number crunching brain teaser. We meet software developer Batandwa Mgutsi. And we get creative in the tech lab.
Hack, now I know apps have been around for quite a while, but new apps are being built daily. I think about 3,700 apps are added to the Play Store every day.
I think 3,739 to be exact. But not all of those apps are useful.
You're right. That's what makes the squad members we're about to meet so awesome. They're participating in the GoIT Challenge, a competition that encourages learners to come up with app ideas that can improve their communities. Let's take a look.
South African learners, especially those attending under-resourced schools, often lack opportunities to engage with 21st century tech learning. However, learners from a number of schools in the Western and Eastern Cape provinces entered the GoIT Challenge to come up with app ideas that could change the world for the better. The GoIT Challenge has been designed to inspire the workforce of the future.
Okay, good morning everyone. How are you doing? Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to day one, class one of GoIT. Okay. Remember, as I said, we're going to be starting with module 1, okay, which is indeed the STEM skills gap and computer science. Yes, and we want to really truly get an understanding of what these words mean. So GoIT is a program that has been established to try and open up the minds of our youngsters, okay, explore them to information I wish I knew when I was at school, okay? Okay, Colin.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Yeah, that's right. Science, technology, engineering, and maths. That's exactly what STEM stands for, okay? Letting them know how crucial STEM is, okay? And for them to realize that in order for them to succeed in the real world, okay, STEM is a requirement, okay? Okay, we're going to be using these statements over here to understand how important STEM actually is, okay? And the one that I want to start with right now is they're saying over here that women are underrepresented in STEM. Do you think that's true? False. Let's have a look at what the answers are. The answer is indeed true, okay? So it is true, and I want you to actually read into it a little bit, do a little bit of research, okay?
GoIT is set in the context of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And learners are tasked with grappling with questions of how science and technology could help to solve the challenges in their communities.
We started implementing GoIT in October of 2020, and ever since then we've been implementing GoIT at various schools all over South Africa. Okay, is it fine if we can just have a look at your home screen again? Let's see how the home screen of your app is actually looking. Oh, that looks wonderful. So you've got a standard structure there of a username. What's nice is you've incorporated there that if you don't necessarily want to create a new account, you can just log in with your Facebook account there as well. That's really nice. We start with providing the learners with a problem that they maybe see that they may be experiencing within the community, and say you are seeing a lot of people sleeping on the streets. Okay, so we're saying, okay, so how can we take that particular problem that we're experiencing there and apply it to, you know, a global crisis?
And one thing, we also left a few icons open for the people who download the app so that they can give us feedback on what other things there are.
The GoIT competition is allowing real South African kids to find solutions to their own problems in their communities using science and technology. Now that's what we call squad goals.
They've enjoyed it. I think the group of students that we were having a look at earlier on was certainly one of the groups that really wanted to extend on their idea and really wanted to see their app idea turn into a reality.
I love how the kids had to sit and actually brainstorm and research, really put in the work. There's a lot more that goes into designing an app than you think. Now, someone who knows all about building apps to help his community is our next guest, Batandwa Mgutsi. He has been building apps since he was in high school. Welcome to the studio, Batandwa. Our very first question is from Zahir.
Hi Batandwa, can you please tell us what exactly you do?
What exactly do I do? Well, I build apps and websites for people. I put the apps in Google Play Store and put the websites in Google, basically, yeah.
Azra, you can go up next.
Hi, what are you studying, and if you're using any skills right now, can you please tell us how you're using them?
Well, I am studying computer science at UCT. I'm currently doing my second year, and we learn programming there, and that's the skill that I use to build stuff, build apps and websites.
Amir?
Hi Batandwa, I wanted to ask, how old were you when you built your first app? What app was it, and what inspired you to design that app?
Okay, how old was I? Well, I can't remember how old I was, but I was in grade 10. I was just starting in grade 10. That's when I built my first ever app. So basically my school had this issue of not having enough textbooks for everyone. So I went home and I built this app that you could use on your phone to download textbooks, meaning you could actually read textbooks from your phone. It was called Learn Smart. I think it's still on Google Play Store if you want to check it out, but it's for high school kids. It was called Learn Smart.
Zahir, you can ask one more question.
When you look at the world or even just our communities, how can technology help us?
I think when it comes to education, that's where technology can have a really big impact. Looking like in South Africa, in the communities that we come from, looking at education, that's where technology can really, have a great impact, and yeah, that's where I think technology can, help people a lot.
Batandwa, I'm so impressed with all that you've done. But we'll have to take the conversation offline and catch up later, because right now it's time for the brain teaser. In today's brain teaser, we decided it was time to fire up those maths engines with a quick maths problem. But I know the squad is always up for a challenge, so let's take a look.
Today's brain teaser clue is really simple. There are no long instructions, and all you have to do is listen and do one thing. Can you add one mathematical symbol in between 55555 to equal 500? That's 55555. Just add one mathematical symbol to equal 500. If you think you have the right answer, then send it to our WhatsApp line, or you can enter on our Facebook page or Instagram at Techno Squad S3. Remember, only the first correct answer will be accepted as the winner, and you can win an awesome data bundle. So, get to entering!
Welcome back to it. You're still hanging out with me, Shanice.
And me, Hat.
We're still learning all about designing and creating apps. And here's the great thing. There's no age requirement. There's no rule that says you have to be 18 to start building apps. If you can write the code, then you're good to get started with mobile app development.
And there are even free templates that you can use where you add images, videos, text and more to get mobile instantly. But Shanice, something we have to remember though, is that most applications are for users 13 and older, so you may need your parents' help.
That's true, Hack. How about we check back in with our GoIT squad from Erica Primary?
The vision of the GoIT program is to strengthen communities today by empowering the digital innovators of tomorrow. We met up with one of the teams from Erica Primary who participated in the GoIT program to find out all about their experience.
We had to consider who the app is for, how our app would look at different colors. We had to consider help, and we had to consider who we're competing against.
What we want to prepare our learners for is the research and the work that needs to be done before that app, before you start programming, okay?
That's really nice. And then what happens once you are registered? What happens once the registration process has been completed?
You can use the app.
Immediately start using the app? Oh, that's lovely. Let's see how that screen looks like afterwards. That's really
Once
nice.
the learners had all the tools they needed, it was time to put it into action and come up with an idea that they would need to be able to present to a panel of judges.
My name is Noah and I'm in grade 6 and I'm part of the GoIT. I participated because nowadays there are more opportunities in the IT than in any other places and I did not know what to expect. Good day everyone, my name is Noah Marman and the name of our app is Sheem, which is pronounced she, him. The goal of our app is to help people realize what gender equality and LGBTQ really means and why it is important to talk about it.
There are 4 children in the one team and it was very nice working with them because we all understand each other and had a lot of ideas together. So once you download our app, you will log in and just put in your email address, or you can log in with Facebook or Twitter. Once that's finished, it will give you a page like this for your terms and conditions. To go further into the app, you need to accept. Then it will give a page like this. So you can either choose what you're struggling with, and then it will give you advice.
The GoIT program is not just a competition. It is also about equipping the learners who participate with new skills that will help them to become future ready.
Our app is unique because we are trying to make all people be treated equally and not be treated differently because of their sexuality or their appearance. I enjoyed learning things because I never knew that you can actually design your own idea or make your own idea and design your own app.
Our app will be free and no payments or anything else are needed. Our aim is for people to feel comfortable and important and not feeling embarrassed in front of everyone. I think the app would be useful to people because many people go through abuse and they get judged.
I would definitely encourage other children to do GoIT because they could learn a lot of things and they could even know how to make their own app.
Guys, what do you think about the team's app idea? I think they worked really hard and did a great job. Right now, it's time for us to catch up with Batandwa and the squad. Welcome back, Batandwa. I think let's jump straight in. Azra, you're up.
Are you creating any new apps or projects or anything that uses technology to help solve problems in the community of our world?
Yes, definitely. I'm always working on something. So basically, me and my friends are working on this thing. So basically, you know how, looking in this world, or the way people do things, you realize that watching a video is actually much better because you can read a textbook for 5 hours, but only watch a video for 10 minutes and you would, understand it. So what we're actually building is this platform where you can actually watch videos about the things you learn in school, like at school, maths, physics, science, and everything. So you can watch videos about that, but unlike YouTube or similar platforms, it uses much less data. Like you can watch like a 10 minutes video for just 2 megabytes. So it's a really cool thing. That's the thing that we're actually trying to get to people out there who really have issues when it comes to accessing the internet because of data. And yeah, that's what we're actually building right now.
What are your favorite parts of technology, and would you like to focus on them in the future?
My favorite parts. Okay. I would say when it comes to technology, I'm more interested, in the problem solving. You walk around the streets, you go visit friends, you go visit family, and you're like, oh, these guys could really use this. And you go home, you sit down, and you build something, and you're basically solving a problem for someone, and that's what I like about technology. And when it comes to the future, right now I'm so deep into technology, I don't see myself doing anything else. But I am interested in aviation, like being a pilot and stuff. So if I do decide to try another career, then that's where I will probably go.
Batandwa, thank you so much. It's been awesome having you with us today, and we'll be looking out to see when some of your apps will be appearing on the App or Play Store. Welcome back to it. You're still hanging out with Shanice and Hack. Today, we're talking about the incredible world of apps.
Shanice, did you know that they say there's an app for everything?
Hack? Did you just say app?
No, it must have been a glitch. And technically I said they say. Anyways, with there being so many applications, humans really need to start being picky and deciding which ones they really need. Did you know that there's an app that claims to translate a baby crying? You need at least 10 seconds of crying and the app will interpret if the baby is hungry or sleepy.
Whoa! Maybe I should speak to Robin about an app. Guys, I think it's time we head over to the Tech Lab. What's up, Techno Squad? In today's Tech Lab, Robin will be schooling me and you about GIS. But first, what is GIS?
Well, it's an acronym for Geographical Information Systems.
Geographical Information Systems. Got it. Okay, Robin, why do we need GIS?
Well, let me pose a situation to you. Let's imagine that you have a farm that is 1,000 hectares in size, and you wanted to know what the health of your crops were.
That would take me quite a while, maybe even forever.
But we've got a really intuitive system of actually looking from above at your farm and letting you know by using indices and hyperspectral sensors and tell you how healthy your plants are.
So how is it possible that you can see from the sky?
Well, using satellites which are fitted with really, really strong cameras, alright? Or multispectral / hyperspectral sensors. Wow. And it's something called remote sensing.
Pretty cool. So what do we need for today's Tech Lab?
We'll be needing a few highlighters, a marker, some paper, and QGIS software.
Awesome. So let's get started.
Alright, so we're going to create a map for your imaginary farm, but using QGIS and different bands or electromagnetic fields that our satellite has picked up and sent us the information. And we actually can open up our QGIS software and get started if you want.
Yes, please.
Alright, so here we have an image, alright, or the data that has been pre-processed. So what you would probably not know is that the satellite will send you something called DN or digital numbers, which is basically pictures in ones and zeros. Alright?
Wow, okay.
Yes, and then somebody called the GIS specialist will look at those numbers and then process them to a point that we can actually find an image.
So Robin, what exactly are we looking at?
We're looking at something called a raster, which is just a fancy way of saying a satellite image. Alright? Okay. And you will notice something called a band on the side over there. And you will notice that it goes from white to black, and in between there are different shades of grey. Alright? So that actually tells us how much reflectance comes from this image.
Reflectance, what does that mean?
Well, it's only a fancy way of saying how light from the sun bounces off of the surface and then gets reflected back to the satellite sensor. so let's get started.
Let's get started.
Alright, so we can actually draw out a map right now. And you can actually draw a really irregular shape. So you can have a little bit of a wavy line over there, just like that. Okay, great. And then we are almost finished. And what you are drawing right now are little bushes. So what we are going to do is take the orange highlighter and then the shrubbery that is closest to the river, I want you to make it as dark as possible. So really color it in.
Okay. So Robin, why are we making the vegetation orange?
I know it seems a little weird, but this is something called false color imaging, all right? And why we do this is to simply make the colors pop better, meaning that we can actually look at it and come up with ideas a little easier.
Okay, makes sense. Is that fine?
This is perfect.
How about we see whether our crops are healthy or not?
Let's do that. So what we've noticed is that the bushes that are closer to the river are darker, meaning that they absorbed a lot of light, which means that they are photosynthesizing better, all right, which means they are healthier. And that the ones that are larger and further away from the river is actually a lot lighter, meaning that they reflect a lot of light, meaning that they're not photosynthesizing as well. All right, so that will tell us that they are quite unhealthy.
Wow, Robin, thank you so much for explaining all of that to me. And squad at home, now that you know what GIS is, how about you and a friend get a page and draw your own farm just like I've done today, and send us your picture on socials at Techno Squad S3. We'll see you on the socials. In today's brain teaser, we decided to test your math skills and see if you could rise to the challenge. Let's see if you got it right.
We asked you to take the digits 55555 and add one mathematical symbol in between them to make the number equal 500. Sounds simple enough, right? All you need to do to get 500 is place the minus symbol after 555, like this. 555 minus 55 equals 500. We hope you've enjoyed today's brain teaser and that you managed to get it right.
Guys, it's been another awesome show where we've uncovered amazing talented squad members, and by understanding the problems in their community, they are using apps to come up with solutions.
Isn't technology wonderful? Kids using apps to make their mark in this world.
Right that hat. Remember, the fun continues online on Instagram, WhatsApp and YouTube, so show us some love. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you here, same time, same place next week. Bye!